Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today I'm going to show you guys how to tie-dye with sublimation. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start off with printing out our designs. The first thing you want to determine is, are you just doing more of a tie-dye ink look? Or are you guys going to add an image? For me, I'm going to be doing the ink look as well as an image. So the very first thing I'm going to do is print out my image. I'm going to really blow this up. I'm using 11 by 17 paper. You can definitely pull this off with your 8 by 10 as well. So I'm going to go ahead and print this one first. So I'm just going to size it up, like I said, as big as I can. Choose my printer, go through all my settings just as I normally would. So once we've chose all of this stuff, we're going to go ahead and head back and we're going to go ahead and work with our second design. All right, so we are ready to design out the next one. I'm going to go ahead and trash that one and bring in the next one. Size it up as big as I can. Once again, I'm doing this with the 11 by 17 sheet of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and choose all of those proper settings and send this over to the print manager. Now, I haven't printed my first one just yet. I'm just waiting until I've got both of them together to print them at the same time. So as you guys will see here, I've got two of these print managers open for each design. So I'm going to go ahead and choose those proper settings and print them out. Now, something that I want to go ahead and point out here is you can definitely use a pattern as well. So say, for example, these ones here, I found similar colors here, and this is going to give you more of that tie-dye look, but you could definitely bring in a pattern. So if you notice on that tint, there is a leopard print. So you could find a leopard print that matches and do a print as well. So the possibilities are endless. Now, if you're looking for a super bright, vibrant look, I would definitely recommend using 100% poly. I recommend using the Cricut shirts. They work great, and you can find them locally in Walmart, Hobby Lobby, all of the things. All right, so I've got my blowout paper. This is a piece of just scrap craft paper that I'm going to put underneath my t-shirt in a minute. You want to protect your heat press. All right, so I've got my design as well as my sticker paper here that's going to block the ink. So what you want to do, you can actually cut these at the same time. I totally was not thinking. You want to fussy cut around the design, because if you put this square on there to block the ink, you're going to block out some ink and cause like a square look. You want to cause the same look of the design, if you will. So it's almost just like doing a bleach look. You want to just block out where that design is. So I'm going to put this face down so it's in the correct position on the copy paper, sticker paper, if you will. So if you're using copy paper with adhesive spray, definitely, to do that as well. But once again, you could have lined these up at the same time and cut them all at once. So I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut all the way around this. Nothing, no rhyme or rhythm. It doesn't have to be super perfect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and flip those back over. Now, a step that you definitely don't want to miss with this is definitely make sure you pull out the moisture just as you normally would with sublimation. A step that you can skip is the lint roll, because it is tie-dye. You can be a little more relaxed and all that, and you can definitely skip the lint roll, because if you get little blue dots, it's really not going to matter. Now, for this, I did use a lint roller, but I just wanted to point that out. Now I'm going to line this up on top of that blowout paper, so that way whenever I get this ready, it'll be easier to carry over to the heat press. So let's go ahead and lint roll really quick just around the area that we're working in. So I'm going to go ahead and smooth that out and then figure out about where I want this design to be. Once I figure that out, I'm going to go ahead and take that sticker paper and block off that area. So what this is going to do is help when we go to sublimate. This paper is going to help block out that ink so we can then add our design in, and you're not layering ink on top of ink and kind of getting a weird look. All right, so that looks good. Now, there's a few ways that you can do tie-dye. You can look up lots of tie-dye looks, but for example, right here, I'm showing you this is more of a pinwheel, so you'll just kind of figure out where that center is going to be for you and twist it all the way around, just as you normally would with tie-dye. So this would be like a pinwheel, but I'm not going to do this one. We're going to go ahead and undo this, and I'm going to show you guys the scrunch method. So for the scrunch method, all you need to simply do is we're going to smooth this back out. So I'm going to start from the bottom. You're going to do like an accordion. So you're going to go back and forth, and when you get to the paper, it may be a little bit tough, and that's okay. So just kind of slow down and bend back and forth, bending that paper. And so you just want to keep everything nice and straight, and then we're going to tuck everything kind of in a little bit. So what you want to do is have everything fit underneath this paper. So I think I said I did 11 by 17. I think I did do the 8.5 by 11. So you definitely can do that here with this project. So what you want to do is take your tape and get your t-shirt tucked under. This isn't more about ghosting. This is more to hold that t-shirt in place when you go to press it, because it's going to want to escape. So you just want to take some tape all the way around all four sides and hold that t-shirt inside. So as you guys can see, that blowout paper is underneath me, and this is going to help you easily transport it over to your heat press. So I'm going to go ahead and take this to the press, and I'm going to cover it with another piece of parchment paper, butcher paper, scrap paper, just to protect our heat press. You definitely want to protect your heat press. We've got it at the 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So once we're done, we're going to go ahead and pop this open, and you can actually pull it here, but I like to take it over to the craft table so you guys can see a little better. So we're going to quickly go ahead and peel away this paper, and look at how cool this is. It literally looks like you took tie-dye ink, but you have no mess. It's not all over your hands. You don't have to wait overnight. You don't have to get all the rubber bands and all that stuff out. It's so much fun. This will be a great project for the kiddos this summer. Great idea. So I'm going to go ahead and peel off that adhesive sticker paper. Sometimes it comes off in one swoop and sometimes it don't. You may have a little bit of adhesive left behind, and that's okay. It'll wash out later. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove all of that stuff and smooth it back out. Now, you don't have to remove these wrinkles, as you guys can see here. You can definitely put your image on, but if you want to remove those wrinkles, take it back over to your heat press, cover the bottom platen and the top. So I'm using parchment paper here. It's just because of what I have on hand at the moment. Covering this back up, and I'm going to press it again for a few seconds. Not for a long time. You don't want to redo those inks. We're just going to smooth it back out. So now we've gotten rid of those wrinkles a little bit because I don't want that in my design. But if you don't mind it with this look, you don't have to worry about it. So we're going to go ahead and put our design down now. Cover it with that parchment paper once again, and this time we're going to press 400 degrees for 60 seconds once again. So we're just going to go ahead and press right through this really quickly. All right, now we're ready to lift it once again, remove our parchment paper, and quickly peel off our design. And there you have it. How super cute is this? Once again, two separate designers. Both of these are linked down below, and both of them are really big bundles. You can make a ton of t-shirts, sell these in your boutique, make them for yourself, make them for gifts, whatever you want to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.